We finally found out what Phineas's analyses are! Today, I wanted to go through 3 simple reasons why Candace Against the Universe is an awesome movie, and how thanks to this film, Phineas and Ferb as a show managed to evolve and change for the best without losing any of its iconic features and charm. Spoiler alert, I'd suggest you don't watch this video if you haven't watched Candace Against the Universe first. I don't even think I have to explain why. So here are the 3 main reasons why this movie is a masterpiece and why it totally matched my expectations. But tell me what you like the most about it too. In a comment, you know? You have fingers, you can type that. Thank you. First things first, we have to talk about how mature the show got with this movie. It still feels like the dear old Phineas and Ferb we all know, but in a more grown-up version. It doesn't lack jokes, references, puns or funny cutaway gags, cause this exists, but its in-depth analysis of the characters takes it to the next level. I honestly think the show went beyond its own limits with the story, cause the movie manages to build new relationships and strengthen the ones that already exist, between Candace and her brothers, even Doof and Vanessa, as well as many others. There was also change in the way the characters are portrayed as well. You see, we never got to see Phineas and Ferb really upset or worried before, since it's not in their nature. But now that the characters are in actual jeopardy and that the stakes are high, this whole adventure gave the boys a chance to experience that love for their sister that was always taken for granted and not seen all the time, being only foreshadowed before in episodes like Dude, We're Getting the Band Back Together or possibly Mom's Birthday. According to Swampy, they do love each other, but that's always kind of implicit and was never really explored before.
Candace is probably laughing about it as we speak.
Phineas!
Not only that, it's also interesting how the theme of family got the spotlight. The show is known for its blended and non-traditional families, just look at the Flintfletchers and the Doofenshmirtz. But this time the movie goes one step further, emphasizing that family is not just blood related and focuses on how the family dynamics actually work. For example, I love that even though Isabella, Buford and Baljeet are not related to the Flintfletchers, when Candace's life is on the line, they do get worried about her and her brothers, and without thinking about it twice, they put their own lives in danger to go rescue her. In addition to that, I love how they made every character count and shine in their own way, some just for a couple of brief scenes as for Stacey and Jeremy, while everyone else in the main cast had a crucial role in the movie, and I would like to include Vanessa in particular, since she's the only one who managed to open Candace's eyes and make her reflect about her need to batch her brothers.
Let's say you did finally expose them, then what? Would you suddenly be happy? Would all of your problems just magically disappear?
Yes!
Maybe, maybe not.
Also, this show didn't get more realistic just when it comes to the characters, it even has a more realistic narrative. When there was a problem, Phineas and Ferb simply used to come up with an idea that surprisingly turned out to be the perfect solution to the current situation, thereby fixing everything in a couple minutes. This time, they try out different ideas and plans, and everyone suggests their own before actually figuring out the solution. And as always, it's Candace who saves the day. Man, what a badass.
I am so in love with her right now.
What?
Nothing.
This brings us to the main topic of this analysis, that is, Candace. Candace is finally shown as an individual in this film. In the majority of the plots, her character depended on Phineas and Ferb in some way, while here she has her own storyline, and she finally gets some time to be alone with her thoughts.
I'm not the chosen one. I'm not special. I'm not even a good sister.
Candace's character can be read on so many different levels, and here we get to understand and explore a new side of her personality that we never really got to know before. Many of us know Candace as the obsessive teenage girl who's always trying to get her brothers busted and constantly fails at it. But that's just the tip of the iceberg, cause there's so much more to her than that.
Who is Candace?
I've always considered Candace as one of the few fully developed characters in the show, and her psychology is actually very complicated and she has a lot to bring to the table. In fact, this time the movie explored something new, which is how she feels about herself. We learn that she doesn't feel good at all, and with time, as the injustices kept piling up, she slowly came to think of herself as a tiny meaningless speck in the universe completely overshadowed by Phineas and Ferb.
What about me? When do I get to feel special?
The fact that she admitted that already means a lot. She would like to shine, but she's constantly eclipsed by her brothers, who always kick everything up a notch, making Candace feel bad about herself. This was previously shown in episodes like Mom's Birthday, where Candace did everything she could to impress her mom and give her the perfect birthday, but her brothers kept outdoing every single attempt she made. The boys aren't the ones to blame though, cause they were clueless back then, and they still are. Being kids, Phineas and Ferb never realized how Candace felt. It never occurred to them that she could be unhappy, since they always assumed their sister was having fun as long as they were.
Wow, that was awfully supportive. And you said Candace wasn't a morning person.
I also love how all of this doesn't come out of nowhere, since we got tons of hints about Candace feeling alone against the whole world in the past, as seen in Nerds of a Feather or in Unfair Science Fair Redux.
Feels like I don't exist anymore. Like I'm a nobody. I wish I could go to some cool faraway place and start over.
But there's more, cause her wish of being special was already revealed in Giants, when she said,
Why is it that when Phineas and Ferb have an idea, everyone's like, oh wow, you guys are really clever. And when I come up with something, everyone goes, what? Did you say something, Candace?
Also in Great Balls of Water, she once again realized how ordinary her life was, and she wanted the whole world to see that she can indeed be extraordinary. But after all of this, she finally got her payoff scene at the end of the movie. That scene was so emotional, Candace starts to cry, and Ashley Tisdale's performance was so moving that Pavan Nair was almost brought to tears. If you've been on Candace's side all along, I bet you got a little emotional too.
We just wish you could see yourself the way we see you. You may not be the chosen one.
But we choose you as a sister every time.
We did see Candace sad and even cry in the past, but this time everything is more realistic due to these in-depth analysis of her psychology and to Tisdale's splendid performance, of course.
I just feel so defeated. I feel so alone.
You know, in the series, potentially emotional moments weren't fully developed or given much time, as in-game in the system when Candace thought her brothers actually died inside the real-life video game, or in Summer Belongs to You when she watched Phineas, Ferb and the gang fall off a cliff. And instead of worrying and crying, she simply yells at Klimpaloon. You know, the magical old-timey bathing suit who lives in the Himalayas. Yeah, that's the guy.
That's not helping!
So this ending intends to be a fresh and remarkable moment in the history of the series. In fact, One Piece stated,
If you watch the movie and you don't get a little emotional at that point, you're dead inside.
And what could be more exciting for us, old fans, than a ton of references to the series?
Last time we carved her face in a Mount Rushmore.
In some ways, this movie does depend on the previous 4 seasons of the show, but it doesn't rely on them so much so that it doesn't manage to stand out on its own. Just in the song Such a Beautiful Day, Candace mentioned the event of at least 20 episodes, including one big idea we didn't even witness, which is the escalator to the moon, one of the inventions Phineas proposed to build in the episode Ready for the Baddies that the boys apparently saved for another day. I also love the fact that Doof brought with him his chicken replacinator from the episode What a Crock, effectively saving the day instead of using a brand new inator that comes out of nowhere. Even though I think the X-inator was just genius. It even has its own self-destruct button on the back, that's like so useful for cleaning up.
Dad, we're not going to kill this chicken.
We should also take a little time to talk about the songs. They're exactly what you'd expect from Phineas and Ferb. Every single one of them had genius lyrics and concepts. There are clever ones like This Is Our Battle Song and Silhouettes, and uplifting ones like Us Against the Universe and The Universe Is Against Me. Heck, I even love the Meet Our Leader song. They really know how to hold your attention and keep you from losing interest.
You're about to meet her eyes after we open these doors, but first another chorus.
Finally, during the last act of the movie, we get lots of references to other episodes pretty much everywhere, like on the billboards and the advertisements in the stadium, where we see Victory Gum, Dakimomo, Mindshare Vacations, Kiddly Whiffers, Bolorama, Totally Tools, Super Duper Mega Superstore, Superfood Stuff Mart, The Lake Nose, Love Handle, and I don't know what the giant floating baby head billboard is for, but it is there. Then on the bleachers, you can find almost every slightly important character you can think of, like Irving, Coltrane and Jenny, the Fireside Girls of course, Roger, Clive Edison, Professor Poofenplatz, Johnny and Lacey, Miss Cyrano, Django, the 2 guys in the park, Mishti, or someone who looks a lot like her, the Tiny Cowboys, Buck Buckerson, Paul the Delivery Guy, Vance Ward, Elizabeth, you know her, she's the one who lives inside a whale. Then Thaddeus and Thor, Rusty Breeches, the Watermelon Lady, and many more background characters. We even got a new gag from the farmer and his wife, and as a cherry on top, to make the movie feel like a regular Phineas and Ferb episode, at the end, they even put an obligatory end credits scene. So that's all I wanted to say about the film, and whoa, I can only say good things about it, huh? That must be because I'm an awfully positive guy, but also because they could not have chosen a better story for this movie. You see, the film didn't leave me unsatisfied after watching it, it didn't make me want to see more, so if the series actually ended like this, I could be okay with it. But yeah, I would sure love to see another Phineas and Ferb movie, duh. You see, before this movie came out, the only thing that never actually got to be fixed was Candace's arc. With Dupe temporarily turning to the good side, Vanessa starting an internship at Auka, Phineas and Ferb who managed to seize every single day of that summer, and even Isabella's love story culminating in Act 2 Age, the only pending piece of the puzzle was Candace, the only one who didn't get a happy ending. While everyone moved on and every chapter came to an end, Candace's storyline was unresolved. But now she finally got her redemption, even if she clearly won't stop trying to bust her brothers. But she had that character development she needed to feel better about herself, and now a new chapter awaits her. It feels like the movie contributed to taking everybody to the next phase of their lives, only this time including Candace. Wait, what? How did Vanessa have signal on Piblo?